Legoland California was the original Legoland park in the United States. This is one of the best parks in the country for kids between the colorful, well-themed realms and the abundance of family-friendly attractions. Don't expect too much in terms of thrill rides, even compared to the other Legoland parks, but if you can look past that, this park is more than enough to fill an entire day. So in this video, I will rank the park's top 15 rides and attractions. Before starting the countdown, I want to note a few attractions that will not be included. First, there's the Coastersaurus Junior Coaster. I have heard this Gerstlauer creation actually has a sneaky good first drop in the back, but I have not ridden it. The coaster had too long a wait in my first visit, and it was closed for annual maintenance in my second trip. Second, I am far too old to experience LEGO driving school, but it is worth noting this driving attraction is one of the most popular rides with younger guests. Third, I have not visited the Legoland water park. I have ridden the water rides on the amusement side though, and they'll all make an appearance on this list. Starting off the list at number 15 is the LEGO Factory Tour. This attraction is hidden in Funtown, but it's an enjoyable walkthrough showing how Legos are made. You have some automated machinery showing the manufacturing and packaging processes to make the models sold around the world. Number 14, Safari Trek. This track-guided car ride takes guests past some static animal figures, all of which are made of Legos. I wish the figures had some movement or there was narration, but the ride is atmospheric at least between the lush vegetation and the occasional sound effect. Number 13, Skipper School. This boat ride gives guests the ability to steer a ship through a trough. It's a much rarer and more exciting experience than driving your average car. I wish there were more visuals along the route, but the driving mechanic is the ride's main selling point, especially with younger kids. Number 12, Pirate Reef. This is a miniature shoot-the-chutes ride from Hopkins. It's half the size of the others. As a result, the drop only has a little zip to it, but the resultant splash is still massive and will soak you to the bone. Up next is where I would have placed Aquazone Wave Racers. This Zier flat ride is a Legoland staple, but it was unfortunately removed a few years ago. It's basically a whip ride placed above the water. When you steer yourself outwards, you get some light thrills as you skim across the water. You just had to beware the water bombs on this one. You got drenched if any of them hit you. Number 11, Splash Battle. This interactive water ride gives guests water guns. You can then fire them at some displays in the center of the ride, or fire them at other guests. This is the far more enjoyable option. Not only can you shoot at other riders, but you can take aim at people off-ride manning some turrets. Number 10, Technic Coaster. This mock wild mouse is one of the rarer large park models. As a result, this one starts off with an exciting 5-story plunge. It is a really nice drop you don't get in a lot of the other mice. The rest of the ride is dialed back though. You have some harsh trim brakes that lessen the usually great laterals. This was probably done to make it more accommodating to kids, which is fine given the park's audience. Number 9, Miniland U.S.A. This is the heart and soul of the park. It is an expansive walkthrough with some of the most detailed LEGO models you'll find anywhere. You can see iconic cities like New York and Las Vegas brought to life in these incredible scale models. The one downside of my recent trip is that many of the interactive elements were either deactivated or broken. Number 8, Fairy Tale Brook. This slow-moving boat ride passes by, you guessed it, a series of scenes from famous fairy tales built up by Legos. The scenes are cute, and several have some movement incorporated, which is an upgrade over the aforementioned Safari Trek. Number 7, Funtown Police and Fire Academy. This feels more like a game than a traditional ride. Teams race to put out a fire. Riders first pump their vehicle like a minecart over to the fire. Next, you get out and pump water and aim the hose at windows to put out the fire. Then you pump your vehicle back to the starting point. This one is operated a bit differently from the others. You have to wait until everyone's fire is extinguished before returning. Number 6, Deep Sea Adventure. This submarine adventure is a neat experience. You travel through an aquarium seeing a wide range of fish swimming about. And we're not talking about Lego fish, we're talking real living and breathing fish. But you do have the Lego element as well. You have some figures along the way, and riders are supposed to use a monitor to identify these treasures, but I prefer to just focus on the sights myself. Number 5. Dragon. This is the park's best roller coaster. Built by Vekoma, this ride starts with a medieval-themed dark ride segment. It is very well done, and I especially love the scale of the giant dragon animatronic. Then you head outdoors for a more traditional coaster section. It is a bit taller and more engaging than your traditional roller skater. This one has some force in the back on the first drop, and that swooping plunge into the trench towards the end. Number 4. Emmet's Flying Adventure. This is a quirky flying theater. These rides usually have ultra-realistic visuals and take you past famous landmarks. This one just goes off the wall crazy. It is sensory overload as you pass through this colorful animated environment. It may even be a bit too chaotic at points, but it ultimately is fun. The motion isn't too exaggerated on this one, but it is well synchronized. Number 3. Coast Cruise. This slow-moving boat ride takes riders on a narrated tour of Miniland. It is a leisurely way to admire all those models, and the guide will also crack some corny jokes that remind me of the skippers on Disney's Jungle Cruise. Number 2. Lost Kingdom Adventure. This Sally interactive shooting dark ride has a well-executed Egyptian theme. You are on a quest for stolen treasure. The ride has a lot of 2D props, but there are some more elaborate 3D ones mixed in. You have plenty of targets to take aim at, and most are operational. Several trigger an animation after being hit, so there is some re-ride value to try and see everything. And it's quite easy to hit those targets because each gun has a laser sight on it. And coming in number 1 is Ninjago the Ride. This is another interactive shooting dark ride, but this one is a lot different. This is a Triotech model as a 3D screen-based shooter. You then use hand gestures to fire projectiles at screen-based targets. There is a learning curve though. You need to remember not to change elevation with your hands too much. But once you have that nailed down, it is a ton of fun. It is such a rewarding ride system, and there are plenty of targets to hit. You feel like a superhero. And honestly, I think this ride is much easier to follow than the much more publicized Web Slingers dark ride Disney California Adventure. Now, there is a defunct ride that would have taken the top spot, and that is none other than Knight's Tournament. This was one of the park's few thrill rides, and their best ride by far. Nothing else came close. It was a series of KUKA robot arms. Riders could make the experience as tame or as extreme as they liked. Level 1 was quite mild. Level 5 had riders spend more time inverted than right side up. The flips were not as forceful as some other rides, but they were plentiful, and it was extremely disorienting being flung about in every which direction. It was 1 minute of pure mayhem. And now sadly, it is just a grassy picnic area. But if you're interested how this experience used to be, I have reviewed a very similar ride at the Billund location, Ice Pilot School. So those are my top 15 favorite rides and attractions at Legoland California. What are your favorite rides at America's first Legoland park? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.